This broadcast is presented in 4K HDR Ultra High Definition.
Presented by Horns and Hooves Entertainment. You are watching Andy Van Meer, Adam Fitzgerald, Bobby Hansen, Sean O'Malley, Tom Wujaki, and Julian Cologne. You still up? Live. It's Buffalo After Dark.
Welcome to Buffalo After Dark, everybody. It is season 3, episode 100.
100!
Yeah. So, of course, right now, we got Tom and Bob here. It's been a while.
I know. It's been like 2 months almost since we stopped recording for a little while. Take a little hiatus break for season 2 and then get the show on the road. And I'm ready for season 3. I'm ready for football to start. Obviously, we'll talk about hockey down the road when we get towards the fall. But right now, it's Bills season. Expectations are high, and I'm excited for the season.
Absolutely. And we're going to get into it, and we definitely want to do a lot of fun stuff tonight. But, of course, it's going to be all Bills all day today. So if you want to call in, 929-205-6099. And also, we're going to be introducing someone new who's going to be joining us in a little while. So our newest co-host, actually from MafiaTalk, is just wrapping up his show. He's going to jump on here in a few moments. So we'll be able to intro him. And, of course, get everything going. So, but in the meantime, let's have some fun with this. Bills versus the Rams tomorrow night.
What a way to start the season. You have the reigning Super Bowl champs versus the potential Super Bowl favorites for the 2022 season. You couldn't ask for a better script than what we got right now. And you have Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs, Von Miller, Dawson Knox, who just signed an extension today. And on top of all that, you have Jalen Ramsey, Aaron Donald, Cooper Kupp, Matthew Stafford. The expectations are so high. Like, you can't even fathom with the amount of momentum that's going on right now. And the whole country is picking the Bills to win tomorrow's game.
Yeah, and even better, I mean, look at what the Bills have on paper now. I mean, they've improved the running game by far.
Oh, yeah.
So that's a huge factor. And then on top of it, look what they did with their cornerback depth in the draft.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. And I read the depth chart the other day for the Bills. Kyer Elam is listed as a number 1 corner.
Just wait until Trey White comes back, because he'll be fighting for that spot again. But you figure Trey White, once he comes back off the PUP list. But, I mean, you've got Kyer Elam. He has impressed me in preseason.
You know what it is, too, is that I don't think Kyer Elam is going to be competing with Trey White for the starting job. I think it's more of Kyer Elam going onto the opposite side of the back end with Trey White, because that was the whole purpose of drafting him. But if you look at it from that perspective, you have a veteran like Tre'Davious White, who's been on the team now for 6 years almost. Compare that to a rookie in Kyer Elam. He can learn a lot from these guys. And there also has been some rumors about Joe Hayden possibly coming from Pittsburgh to join the Bills.
That would be a nice move if that happens. And then also taking a look at it, Christian Benford. He's been fighting with Elam.
Oh, hell yeah.
For that spot. And you've got 2 good rookie cornerbacks.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with not having enough depth in this position. And that's why so many people hate the Bills, because Brandon Beane may have just potentially created a super team from within the inside out. Because there's an old saying, Tom, and this happens in hockey as well. You can look at the Tampa Bay Lightning for the last 3 years, is you can easily draft in the first round. But what builds a champion, a true champion, are the later picks.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the picks that I think that are really starting to stand out. Those are the ones that you could find talent and you could evaluate them. And then all of a sudden you put them in this position to get better.
Yeah, it is a big thing we've seen, especially the last several years, ever since Beane came into the organization. He's been drafting stud players in the 4th, 5th, 6th round.
Yeah.
And who else has done that prior? New England.
Yeah, the New England Patriots. And you know who's the GM of the New England Patriots? Take a wild guess.
Yeah, exactly.
Take a wild fucking guess who the Patriots general manager is.
Yep. And take a wild guess at whose team sucks right now with no offensive identity.
Or Tom Brady.
Yeah, exactly. And of course, they're thinking, oh, Matt Patricia can run the ball on the offensive side, and he can coach, and he hasn't done absolutely crap.
I don't understand that. Why would you bring in back Matt Patricia? You bring in 2 failed head coaches back to the organization. One that runs your special teams, I believe, and Joe Judge, who's a terrible head coach for the Giants. And then Matt Patricia was a terrible coach for the Lions. You're bringing in Matt Patricia, a defensive coordinator, to call the offense.
Right. And he has had virtually no business prior on the offensive side of the ball.
That's like saying, in this instance, just to say it out loud, that's like saying you bring in Wade Phillips to run the offense, even though he runs the defense. Or in this case, how about Buddy Ryan? Imagine if Buddy Ryan was the offensive coordinator for another team, like, let's say, the Eagles, after he won the Super Bowl in '85 with the Bears. And he says, I'm going to run both the offense and I'm going to be a head coach. He failed miserably. But you don't bring in somebody who is clearly a defensive coach and you can't run the offense. You can't run the offense for shit.
Exactly.
So I don't understand the logic behind the New England Patriots as far as bringing back Matt Patricia. I understand losing Josh McDaniels because Josh McDaniels was the offense.
Exactly. Yeah, to your point, Buddy Ryan, the 46 defense that everyone remembers that won that Super Bowl. And of course, there's no way he's going to run the offense. And it's like, even take a look at when Rex Ryan was here. Same thing.
Oh, God.
And the problem is he ran a scheme of the 46 defense, but he flipped it to a 3-4 instead of running the 4-3 like everybody else runs. And then he had the wrong personnel.
The problem with the 46 defense is it's so, like, the system that it was in the 80s worked out so well for the Bears, but in today's modern NFL, it's completely outdated.
Exactly.
So
that's a big problem. And the game, I mean, definitely changed since that time and has evolved. And I mean, it's kind of like even Tony Dungy's scheme when he won the Super Bowl. I mean, there's really the Tampa too. I mean, you can't really run it effectively like you used to.
no, but the only difference is Tony Dungy surrounded himself with some good people that could run his offense. It's not like he just said, I'm a defensive minded coach, but I'm just going to take over the offense.
Right, exactly. So, I mean, it's a big point, but I definitely am looking forward to seeing what this matchup does tomorrow night, and for good reason. Well, and it deserves the hype that it's getting. But the big thing that you actually mentioned a little bit earlier, man, Dawson Knox got paid.
Yeah, it was a 4-year deal, and the deal itself makes him a top 5 highest paid tight end in the NFL. So he's up there with Mark Andrews, and he's up there with Travis Kelce as one of the top paid tight ends in the NFL.
Yeah, $31 million guaranteed and $53.6 million. He'll be here for another 4 years.
Wait. How much is the cap?
So it's a $53.6 million deal, and $31 million is guaranteed money.
So how much is that a year?
So if we look at that all together, it's kind of nice. I can bring up a calculator on my screen here. So, wait a minute. That would not be right. I was like, wait a minute. It's not only a $1 million thing or whatever. No, but over 4 years, it's about $13.5 million a year.
Okay, so it's not too bad.
Right. Yeah. Not a bad deal, really. I mean, and of course, think about it in this sense too. Beane has restructured contracts before to make it cap friendly, and he's been able to play around with that. And that's been one of the reasons he's able to make things work, is he is a wizard when it comes to money.
Absolutely. And let me ask you this, because we're talking about this, there's been a lot of discussion about Jordan Poyer, and people are speculating, including Andy himself, because Andy's such a pessimist. I don't understand that.
Yeah, where is he tonight, by the way?
I have no fucking clue. Probably shoving donuts in his mouth. But anyway, I'm thinking if Jordan Poyer at 31 years old, soon to be 32, do you pay him what he wants, or do you let him go into free agency and bring in Jaquan Johnson to be the next guy up? Or do you pay him for the short-term future for like 3-4 years max? What do you do with him?
That's a tough question. I mean, and I will say this. I mean, if I'm looking at it and using Bill Belichick logic, Belichick would let him go and basically get someone cheaper. But on the flip side, Poyer, he's definitely one of the keys to that team. And he is definitely someone that's a leader on the field. There's no question about that. The team looks up to him. I say work out a deal that's fair on both sides.
I think that they should do a short-term deal, and I definitely think they can do it because Brandon Beane has said that he is declaring, and he's already done it multiple times now, and it's very clear to me that he's been able to restructure some contracts. Dawson Knox, I think, was one of them. Mm-hmm. Or no, I'm sorry, not Dawson Knox. Deion Dawkins, that's what I'm thinking of. And he had another player in mind, not Stephon Diggs. I think he's going to ask him next. Josh Allen, I think, will be asked to restructure the contract. No doubt in my mind, I think those two will restructure the contract. If they were really crappy, I think they would not do it. But I think because of how good they are, I think it's to the point where you have to think, well, if they're going to bring back Jordan Poyer, the least you could do is restructure some contracts. The length is still there, but the money gets cut so that way you could use it and try to get more people. That's what I think is going to happen. But I think worst case scenario is if the worst thing they could do is trade him at this point. Oh, shit.
There we go. The new guy in the block, Julian J. Dog.
How we feeling, fellas? How we feeling?
Good. How are you doing, too?
Happy NFL season eve.
Yes. And of course, we teased it in the season premiere, but basically, you're the new guy on the block with us now.
Let's go. I'm honored. I'm happy, and I'm amped to be here. Thank you, gentlemen.
Oh yeah, you're welcome.
Welcome home, Julian.
Absolutely.
So for those who haven't seen Julian before, he has his own show, MafiaTalk, on YouTube and Facebook as well. And actually, the cool thing is we ended up seeing his stuff over the summer and did a hell of a job covering preseason. We really liked a lot of what he got into and just so many good things, and we figured, hey, let's bring him in and have him here, and we're going to partner together. We're going to help him with his page too, and it's a fun thing because now it's like you're getting like literally twice the football on this show.
Yeah. Absolutely. Like I said, man, I'm honored. I'm happy that we're able to collab, make wonderful content together. Like, man, I've been watching you guys' episodes, and I love the home feeling. You guys like one big family. You guys just like to rib on each other, talk stuff, but you're also knowledgeable with football and hockey. So I love it, man. I definitely appreciate the hype and all that, you helping me with my page. And that's just me. I love to build and grow. I'm just your average Bills fan that likes to hop in front of a mic and camera and talk my stuff with Bills Mafia, because I know my girlfriend will hear me drunk coming home at night talking about how great Josh
Yeah.
I got you, man. Well, I will tell you, man, we're glad to have you here, of course, as we mentioned, and I know we've talked quite a bit off the air too. So, it's and coming in at a good time, basically episode 100. So, we made it this far. So something, I guess, worked out right. So since you came in, give us some thoughts on, well, we were just talking about the whole Dawson Knox extension, which, of course, that came out a little bit earlier this afternoon. But yeah, give us some thoughts on it, and give us some thoughts on what you're looking for tomorrow night.
Absolutely, Dawson Knox, phenomenal signing. That's big baller Beane at work once again. Yeah, I mean, I love the signing. I'm still haven't seen the actual numbers, but we signed him for about 4 years for a certain amount of money. I love it. And Josh already have that brother relationship. And guys, Josh, they got handshakes for days for all types of players. Got like 10 handshakes each. We're all 53 man. But yeah, Dawson Knox, he's a phenomenal tight end. I know Bills Mafia definitely had a problem with him when he first came in to the Bills organization. Had a tough time catching the simple passes. We love the way he caught the ball in traffic and could make a play after the catch and run a couple people over, but it was a big thing about just catching those simple passes. It'll bounce right off his hands or some crucial moments. But he definitely, this past season, he definitely became a tight end of his own. I've been calling it. He's going to be top 5 tight end this season. He's been behind in the books with the tight ends. We already know who's in the top with Kelsey, Mark Andrews, Kittle, not in the order, but there's a lot of great tight ends, and Dawson Knox is definitely knocking in that door. I believe he's in. Obviously, I'm a Bills fan, so I'm going to say that.
Of course.
Back in the day, I definitely, well, not back in the day, but a year or two ago, Dawson Knox definitely was on my hit list where he needs to prove it. And crucial moments where he kind of wasn't stepping up to the plate. But this past season, I have no questions about it. I'm ecstatic about the signing. I'm happy. I know Josh is happy. And let's get this man a Super Bowl. Man.
Hell yeah.
So why don't you crack down the numbers, you fucking genius? Let's see how much he actually got.
All right. So 53.6 million for the 4-year deal, 31 million guaranteed. So roughly about 13 and a half a season.
Nice.
And you know what? I will give Brandon Beane credit. I think he does a lot of work with his money. And I like to compare Brandon Beane, and I'm using hockey analogy here for a minute, is I like to compare Brandon Beane to the late Bill Torrey, who was the GM for the New York Islanders in the 80s. He would always find a way to make proper trades and drafting really well and bring in these young guys who never were given a chance. In this case, Isaiah McKenzie was never given a chance, and he got claimed by the Bills, and because of his speed and his ability to catch, he's gone. The same thing was happening here. And the Islanders made the trade in the 80s with the Kings to get Billy Smith, an unproven goalie, and he's now in the Hall of Fame. Same fucking thing. So at this point, Brandon Beane has been phenomenal as the general manager. I would almost argue, if not better already, than Bill Polian ever was.
That's a big statement.
That's a big goal right there.
Come on. Bill Polian put a great team together. We can't argue that.
Yeah.
We cannot deny how great Bill Polian was. But Bill Polian was a little conservative because he had his hands tied a little bit because of Ralph Wilson, because of compilations with the cap, because there was no cap. So he was able to go out and make this big trade to get Cornelius Bennett, drafting Bruce Smith, drafting Jim Kelly, bringing in Andre Reed, James Lofton, etc.
Yeah, Thurman Thomas, Bryce Pop, Don Beebe, line goes on.
Yeah, exactly. All these guys played so well together. The nickname, the Bickering Bills in the late 80s. And then they gelled it up. They said, fuck everybody. We're going to go create our own dynasty. Not the way, obviously, we wanted it to be, but they built a really good dynasty team in the 90s. That's how I compare that with the Islanders. Because the Islanders in the 80s went to 4 Stanley Cups and they won 4 cups in a row. Compare that to the Bills when they lost 4 in a row. So it's the same idea. You build a great team, you trade well, and you draft well, and you use free agency to get you over the top. And look where they are now. The Bills got Von Miller back in March. And now Von Miller is making open letters about the city, basically saying, I didn't come here just to win money. I came here to bring a championship to you guys. And whatever it is, fuck the past. Let's move forward.
Burn it.
Yeah, burn it off.
Yeah, you brought up that point too. How about that burn it all video?
Oh my God.
Kills.
Dude, if you go on 26shirts.com website, there's an actual hoodie that says burn it all and has a picture of fire and it says burn it all on the back. It's a black hoodie. And I saw that and I'm like, oh my God, that's so perfect. That is so perfect.
Yeah, it seriously is. And in fact, for those who are wondering what it actually looks like here, we'll bring it up on our other screen so you guys can take a look at it. But there it is.
Yeah, and if you're interested,
Nice.
If you buy the shirt, and this is with anything 26 Shirts makes, if you've never bought a product, and I bought a handful of them, so if you buy a shirt or any branding from them, the money goes towards charity to raise money for kids who are sick all across Buffalo, for small children with cancer and small, children who with different diseases and disabilities and stuff like that. So it's a good cause. But for them to make that, you would never figure out where the fuck it all is. It could be something political, but it could be something for sports. And someone will question you about it and be like, what is that supposed to mean? And then it's like, oh, that was something Von Miller said in a video and it became a shirt. So
I made a shirt where it had all those pictures falling into the the can of fire.
Oh yeah.
In that video, yeah, I felt it. I definitely felt it. Just watch. I mean, any Bills. Every time the Bills come out with a video, we're all tuned into it. We get chills. We get amped. Halfway the video, we're all jumping out of the seats. Can't get. Oh man! But that video, Vine only been here for a couple months, man. Like what, 2-3 months maybe?
Maybe 5 months.
Yeah. But with the actual team, is like he's already drinking the processed juice. He's already in the team, like, and that's what Brandon Beane and McDermott has built for these past couple years, is not just a great team, but a mentality, a brotherhood, the process. That's what they put the pedal to the metal to. That's what they preach year in, year out, day by day, is that doesn't matter if you're the best person out there. We're all a collective team and we work together and build together and grow together. And all these players who step foot in the Bills organization, they feel it. It's just a different feeling around the NFL and any other team. And multiple players have said it. It's a different feeling. It's a family. It's not just a team. It's a family.
Well, that's the word mafia. That's where it comes in.
And it's very true. That was one of the biggest things that McDermott and Beane said from day one, that they were going to rebuild the culture, because we all saw what happened during the Rex Ryan era.
Oh God,
there's a ton of crap that we can talk about.
Remind me.
Yeah. Well, the biggest thing I can, yeah, we don't need to relive the 3-4 defense whole fiasco or anything else, because we all know how much that sucked. And then of course his twin brother came in and destroyed everything else even more.
Where is that fat fuck anyway?
I don't even think he's in a league anymore.
On and off of ESPN talking some nonsense.
He talks out of his ass all the time. So does Michael Irvin. Could somebody do a drug test on Michael Irvin, please?
A lot of them do.
No, did you see what he said the other day?
What's that?
And people were given their opinion about who should be the league MVP. Everybody said, Aaron Rodgers, Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, the usual. But Michael Irvin, for some fucking reason, ends up saying Kirk Cousins.
Why?
Oh my goodness.
Kirk Cousins, where did you get that idea from?
He's not even close to like a top 5 or top 10 QB.
The dude is ass. I mean,
top 15 if he's lucky.
Yeah, that's if he's lucky. I mean, he's probably more like top 20.
Look at Stephon Diggs, hated it over there. Justin Jefferson started hating him. Oh man, who knows? He's gonna run all the receivers out there.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I can't believe Michael Irvin actually said this. I mean,
but did he got the Bills and Cowboys for the Super Bowl? I mean, how's the Cowboys gonna make it?
He thinks that he played for the Cowboys. So,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he's Cowboys homer.
It's like Pierre Maguire saying, "I'm gonna root for the Penguins to win the cup."
Right.
Hey! Yo, what's good?
Hey,
what's up, Sean?
I'm here. What's up?
What's happening, dog?
Not much. I heard you were just talking about Michael Irvin.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you just heard. So you want me to refresh you what we were just talking about?
He said Kirk Cousins, right?
Yes. Kirk Cousins to be the MVP.
Good gosh, man. What gave him that idea?
I have no clue. He's on drugs. Someone drug tested
him. How outlandish you sound. What's the one clown that talked so much stuff about us last year? The biggest Josh Allen hater. I forgot his name.
Nick Wright.
Nick Wright.
Oh yeah.
That
guy
did that just to get Bills fans riled up to boost his numbers. It wasn't because he's trying to be knowledgeable or this and that. It was all publicity stuff. He just did that to get us riled up for clickbait. That's all that was.
Right.
Nick Wright. Here's my advice to you, Julian. Don't watch ESPN. I know that's hard for everybody to do. Yeah. Honestly, I don't even watch him. Put it this way. His nose is longer than the Bills Super Bowl drought. My
goodness, that's a good one. I love it.
I'm
right.
saying.
I was gonna say, or the other theory I have is maybe Luffy ended up smuggling in some Northern Lights Kush and got him stoned or something.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Dude, maybe.
I mean, it's certainly possible.
I wish Adam was here because he was asking about the Panthers. We always try to put the Panthers in here because he's a Panther fan, and Andy with the Niners. But Andy, I think, has drifted away from the Niners a little bit, even though he's very knowledgeable about them. He kind of leads toward the Bills Mafia a little bit more. Yeah. But then at the end of the day, I'm excited for season 3. We have Julian joining the show now as a member of our family. And then, Yep, and Sean's dumbass finally comes on, and yeah.
Yeah. I was gonna say, how was that drive home from Amazon tonight down in Atlanta?
The usual. Can't say any different.
Ah, I got you. Yeah, I was gonna say, because you got that long ass ride home. I know that. So
Yeah.
and especially rush hour is even worse.
Oh gosh, I'm glad I don't drive through that.
Yeah, no, I got you. But of course, what we'll do is we're going to get into more of it here, and the fun thing is we're going to have a new segment at the end of the show tonight. But if you want to jump on 929-205-6099, you can actually call, or you can join us on Zoom Live. So we've got that up and running, and we got the Facebook chat up and going. And our good old friend and contributor Trevor Howard says, "What's up, Trevor? Get in here."
Trevor,
Yeah, Trevor, come on.
I'll get you a Verner's. In fact, fuck y'all. I'm getting one.
Go for it.
He disappears into the field.
Yep, for sure, man. But yeah, as I say before he comes back though, man, I want to also give you a shout out too. Congrats on 1 year with your show as well.
Thank you, man. It's an honor. It's great. Like I said, it should have been 2 years, but I mean, it is what it is. Last year, I finally just took that dive and jumped on Facebook Live and just started talking to my stuff. Yeah, we tumble and got to drag our feet. Not the most viewable show, but I'm not doing it for the views. I'm doing it strictly for me because I want to talk about the Bills, and anybody else likes what I got to say, you're more than welcome to join the chat, comments. I'm very open. Anybody could come join the show. I like to connect and collab with everybody. So, man, please, it's Mafia Talk. My name is Julian J. Mafia. Please hit me up anywhere. I'm on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and we'll talk. We'll talk, and I'll get you on the show. If not, we could talk private, but man, I could ramble for hours about my Bills. So
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, the fun thing is and I know you may know about this a little bit too, but we're gonna be taking the show on the road in a few weeks. So because Bills versus Chiefs, we will be in Kansas City for it.
Yeah, so to give you an idea about where this is coming about, it's me, my wife Brittany, Tom, and Sean. They're all coming with us. Sean is meeting us from Georgia to Kansas City. Tom is meeting us from Buffalo to Kansas City. And I'm flying in from Long Island to Kansas City.
Nice. Hopefully nobody gets delayed, man. Everybody gets there on time and have a great party.
Well,
Hell yeah. Well, we made it all within like a 90-minute time of each other, but hey, guess what? We got a call in.
Sweet.
What's up, guys?
Hey, long time no talk, man. How have you been?
Ben, I've been pretty good. Just can't wait for the season to get going. As much as I love watching baseball, it's fun watching football again finally.
Yeah, hell yeah, man. Yeah, as I say, because and everyone that's seen you on the show before, of course, we know you love the Stros, which of course we love to give you crap about, but it's all good there. But at least we got football season. Yeah, you're still down in Fredonia, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, how's that going?
Pretty fun. I can't complain very much about it. Same stuff, keeping busy. It's all pretty good.
I'm glad. Trevor, it's been a while, man.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's been a little. What has it been? Over a year, probably.
Almost a year. Yeah, almost a year. Yeah, because I think the last time we had you, I mean, you were on. I think it was like the end of season 1 or like very beginning of season 2 or something like that. Because I know you were back in school and
something
I know you had
around
a lot of
Christmas
stuff.
time.
Yeah, you had a lot of stuff going on.
I think it was around Christmas time. Yeah.
Yeah, but
was it the Christmas show or whatever?
I think so. And then I remember I think you got hit with COVID or something too.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I remember you're dealing with that for a while.
Yeah,
that was a rough time.
Yeah. So,
but how the hell are you, man?
Dude, not too bad. Just keeping busy. School just got started, so I'm feeling good.
yeah. How do you feel about the Colts this year, though, Trevor?
Well, considering the fact that they're facing against the AFC West and the NFC East, I think they'll win. I think they will win the division and probably go 11-6. I want to say.
Interesting. And how do you feel about Matt Ryan going? Because I know you were pretty ecstatic after they traded Carson Wentz.
Yeah, I was done with Wentz after the. I forgot that they play 17 games now. Week 18 collapse that happened in Jacksonville. But pretty much excited. As soon as he left, I knew there was some optimism there. Then bringing in Yannick Ngakoue and bringing in some players like Stephon Gilmore in the secondary. It's gonna be a fun season. We start off against Houston, and then we go right back down to Jacksonville for weeks 1 and 2.
That shouldn't be too bad. Just don't choke against Jacksonville again, please.
Nope, can't promise you that, man. Cannot make any promises.
Listen, I think it would be as common as Haley's comment, if anything, for the Colts to win a game with Jacksonville. At this point, I think after that game last year against Jags, I kind of lost faith in the Colts. I'm not going to lie. I honestly did. Yeah, they got the offense, but losing to Jacksonville really left a really shitty stain on their underwear.
Yeah, but you didn't see all the acquisitions that they made in the offseason. They got rid of the number one problem in the quarterback position.
Well, exactly. Yeah.
But
they probably have the best running back in the league. They probably have the best third down receiver, or one of the best, in Michael Pittman. They definitely stacked up that defensive line. They have a healthy DeForest Buckner going into the season. They have a more established secondary this year. Kicking is probably my biggest concern. Their kicker, but I think that's something that they can always evaluate during the season as well.
Yeah,
very true.
I can agree with that. But I also find it ironic that that the Colts trade for Matt Ryan to prevent choking. Really, you bring in Matt Ryan to prevent choking.
That is not the reason why they brought Matt Ryan in. I don't know where you read that. That's not the reason why they brought him.
Well, I couldn't tell time because I'm pretty sure it said 28-3 on my watch. So,
first of all, that's not an Indianapolis problem. That's an Atlanta problem. Second of all, I think Matt Ryan throwing it with his opposite hand is better than Carson Wentz. He's way more accurate. Frank Reich got above average stats out of Jacoby Brissett. He got way above average stats from Phillip Rivers. And he got right around average stats, 27 touchdowns to 7 interceptions from Wentz. I think Matt Ryan is not going to be the 21st ranked offense in the league this year, despite the fact that they really didn't go out and address the wide receiver position that I like, as much as I hope that they would. It's not going to be astronomically bad for the Colts. I think if they can keep the Titans below them, they will win the division and probably go to the wild card game.
Very cool. And we'll jump in a little bit more in the second half. Cool thing is first half Buffalo After Dark is done for the night. Second half starts right now.
You still up? Live. It's Buffalo After Dark.
And of course, you've got Bob, Julian, J Mafia, and you got Sean here. And of course, got Trevor joining us here in the chat as well, and anyone else who wants to jump in, 929-205-6099. A couple quick things. Joey Hatch is in the chat. He said he just got in, so hey, give us a call. We'll be glad to talk to you. And then our long lost friend Vinny Torcasio is in the chat.
Joey Chestnut.
Hey, Vinny, call in if you want to. It's been a long time since we talked to you. And last time we talked to you was the beginning of season 2 also. But right back into it, Trevor, you're talking about the Colts and also about possibly winning the division.
I think that the division is definitely up for grabs, because considering you have Houston, a team that's trying to turn it around, I think they're not ready yet, especially because there's a bunch of question marks surrounding Davis Mills, aka longest neck in the NFL. There's the longest, definitely longest neck in the NFL. There's no question about that. Have you seen his press conference? It has nothing to do with what I'm talking about, just taking digs at the opposite team's quarterbacks. But you got Tennessee. I don't know how I feel about the Titans. I think Ryan Tannehill, this might be an unpopular opinion, but I think he's definitely regressing. The fact that he can never win a playoff game, the fact that he chokes in big situations, I think that's going to be a problem for Tennessee. And Jacksonville, they spent a lot of money on receivers and free agency, which could get them 5, 6, 7 wins at the very most, but I don't think they're going to be competitive. So Indy just needs to stick to what works. They led the league in forced fumbles last year. I think defensive turnovers, they were top 3 in the league last year. If they just continue that, with their new defensive coordinator and Gus Bradley, considering the old defensive coordinator, Matt Eberflus, took the head coaching job in Chicago, they should be able to hold Tennessee down. I don't care if it's 10-7, 11-6, 12-5, whatever it needs to be done to win the division. They haven't won that since 2014. It's about time to get, back to those winning ways again.
Did you just say the Colts' new defensive coordinator is Gus Bradley?
Yeah, Gus Bradley is their defensive coordinator. Matt Eberflus is now the head coach in Chicago.
Okay, I need to just take a moment here and say a little prayer. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Jesus Christ! Were they that desperate?
Go like the Zen Buddha or whatever.
Lord, please help Indianapolis with their shitty defense. Lord, help us with Gus Bradley not being the shittiest coordinator in the league after being a failed, miserable head coach in Jacksonville. Please help recover the Colts with their sanity by making up this great offense they have potentially coming, and hope in vain Jonathan Taylor doesn't die. Amen.
Okay, so a couple things.
That'll be
That's
a top
the most
5.
ignorant statement right there that I've probably ever heard. If you watched him defensive coordinating in college in the beginning seasons in the NFL, he was an absolute lockdown defensive coordinator. As far as a head coach goes, yeah, he sucked, but he's not the head coach. That's Frank Reich. As you remember, Chuck Pagano was the defensive coordinator for Baltimore when they won the Super Bowl. Was he a good head coach? Fuck no. He was one of the worst in the NFL. I think, this is already a pretty stacked defense. I think the Colts team right now, outside of their running game, they're pretty much highlighting and emphasizing the strength of their defense right now.
I'll tell you one thing, I was glad to get Jonathan Thomas in the fantasy draft for my money league. That was worth it.
Yeah.
You got Taylor?
Sorry, Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah, that dude's a tank. I think if he stays healthy all season long, they will definitely get a playoff spot for sure. I'm not sure where they would rank, but they definitely get a playoff spot.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, I will say, though, is that I'm also pretty sure Gus Bradley was the Raiders defensive coordinator before Paul Gunther in Oakland with John Gruden. I'm pretty sure. Or he might have been the offensive coordinator. Somewhere in between. He worked with the Raiders.
Yeah, and he was then Jacksonville signed him out of, they were so desperate for a head coach at the time because they got rid of, was it Del Rio or somebody? I don't even
Jack
remember
Del Rio,
who it was.
yeah.
Yeah, he was so bad that they had to just get somebody to throw him in there, and he was there for a couple of years. And I didn't know it was the last time Indy beat Jacksonville in Jacksonville. I think he was the head coach.
I think Jacksonville is just the Southern Floridian version of the Cleveland Browns. That's basically who they are. All you have to do is just color the helmet black, and that's it. And you have yourself the Jacksonville whatever.
Oh, by the way, Cleveland Browns, how do you like that Deshaun Watson suspension?
Oh,
Double A, motherfucker.
I was first behind that guy when there was 10 allegations. I'm like, these are just people that are trying to bait him into something. And then some of the evidence started to come out, and I'm like, I don't really feel bad for this guy anymore.
Nobody did.
Feel like he still got off pretty good. Only 11 games, no time. Got dropped down to a civil suit, and then after 11 games, he could get back in. He still gets his money. I mean, how much do we know how much he got fined? I know it's
he's not getting paid for half the season. I know that.
Okay.
That guy should not even be playing, period. But
yeah, agreed.
Yeah, for sure.
Sean, you said you have a picture for us to put up on the screen?
Yeah, right here. Just from Sunday Night Football's Twitter page.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I can definitely share it.
Yes, please, because that's a really amazing picture. Almost to the point where yep, there it is.
Oh, nice.
That is pretty cool.
Yes, sir.
In the herd.
I actually just turned it into my wallpaper.
I love it because we know there was 24,000 bottles of beer. I'm pretty sure they're out of beer right now, or probably by.
They didn't bring enough Labatt Blue.
They spent like 30 grand and it ain't gonna be enough.
Well, let's be honest. They
need to increase it by at least tenfold.
They probably forgot to bring 24,000 condoms because we're about to fuck the Rams over.
Live TV at that.
Hey, well, anyone who's ever been on here knows the fact that it's like there's no rules and no limits for anybody on here. So,
What do you guys have for a score prediction?
What was the prediction question, Trevor?
What do you guys have for a score prediction for tomorrow night's game?
I'll go first on my show. I went with 35-21, and my co-host went 31-35.
Okay. I said 27-24. I said 27-24. It could go either way.
Okay.
Some team is beating another team 27-24.
yeah, I'm thinking 24-17.
Nice.
Sean, you want to go first?
Sure. I'm thinking 28-17 Buffalo.
Okay.
I'm going to say 37-20.
Nice.
Ooh, okay.
The reason why I go with my score prediction, because I don't believe they could put points on us like that. Our defense, you can't necessarily say, can we say that our defense is better than them? Because they also got Aaron Donald and Ramsey. They got a couple players on that team, on that defense, but as a tandem as a whole, I mean, we can see what Leslie Frazier cooks up to hold Aaron Donald. I know the last time we played Aaron Donald wasn't really a havoc wreaker as he normally is. He had one tackle where he put his whole hand in the shoulder pads and whipped Josh around. I mean, questionable legal, but still questionable. But I mean, I feel like we did pretty good against Aaron Donald in that game, and I feel like we're gonna do pretty good as well this game. We got Von Miller, so I'm pretty sure their attention is going to be on Von Miller, which opens up Ed Oliver to eat, Greg Russo to eat, Boogie Basham. You know how we like to rotate, so maybe they don't know what we're sending at them. No blitzes. They think we blitzed. I don't know, man. Well, I don't know. I can't wait to see what we got going on tomorrow, what formations and lineups we got, who's going to be standing next to who, and I'm excited, man. I'm excited. I can't wait to see what this defense is able to give. I'm looking forward to Tim Settle, what Daquan Jones can put on for this team. I like everybody, man. I want to see this Bills team take that next level. I mean, we already are a great defense, but I want us to shut games down. We done it last year, but I want to see Von Miller put some Hall of Fame plays and stats up this year. I want it all, man. We've been waiting far too long, and we just need to.
Yep, and I guarantee you, our defense is going to confuse the mess out of the Rams' offense because they have no idea how good our defensive players are.
Oh,
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm sorry, I just said you can't forget about Porter and Hyde as well. We can talk about the front.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, one of the best safety tandems in the league.
And not just the best safety tandem, but they are one of the best safeties each. That's 1A and 1B.
Very true.
Yep.
Yep. And one of the things I'm looking at is I'm looking to see what Greg Russo does tomorrow night because the fact that now that Von Miller is there and been working with them, that is going to be fun to see how he comes out right out of the gate. And then on a side note too, I'm actually looking forward. I'm meeting Greg Russo this weekend.
Nice.
So I got tickets to a meet and greet. So basically all it cost me was like $5 and I got my spot in the door and be able to chat with him for a little bit. And who knows, maybe I can try to get a picture and some, but I'm definitely getting some stuff signed from him. So
yeah, I'm looking forward to Kyer Elam the most of all the players on defense.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, it's like looking at him. I mean, Elam had a good preseason. I mean, and he definitely put a lot of time in and he ended up making a lot of things work. But how about Christian Benson? It's like there's another situation. We have like a 1A and 1B.
Man.
I wanted to get to that. Absolutely. Benford.
Oh, man, take it.
Rising star. There's questions that I don't know. It's kind of just talk, but they talk about that question. Christian Benford could possibly get some games over Elam. We'll see. But I like what I see. I like what our organization talking about towards him when Brandon Beane is bringing up his name when his name is not even brought up in an interview. I love it. Yeah. And they always strike with our later rounds. Undrafted free agents, our 5th, 6th, and 7th rounders. Stars.
Right. Yeah, I mean, Benford's been one of those things, and we talked about it early in the show too. Late rounds. I mean, Beane's been finding some great players that have kind of gone under the radar. But I do want to throw in some Facebook comments too because we do have some people in the chat. So Joey Hatch, it's like Joey, you said you're calling in. Why aren't you calling in yet? numbers in the chat, 929-205-6099. He ends up saying, let's see how Elam takes up against the NFL wide receiver first string. He thinks he'll do a good job. He also thinks that the Rams' best wide receiver outright said he's not ready for this. He also ended up asking about who's suspended for hitting the guy with the helmet.
Nobody.
On that too. No, there's nothing. He just could knock people out double fisting helmets, and I don't get it. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't want to say I was hoping he could get suspended for this game to make it easier, but geez, okay, NFL, I see how it is.
Yeah, you know what this is? Here's the comparison I just gave to Myles Garrett. Myles Garrett does the same thing and gets suspended, right? Easy enough. But it's Aaron Donald.
Yeah, double fisting.
Mm-hmm.
Glock McDowson.
The NFL only did not suspend Aaron Donald because of the fact that he's the star maker. He's the one that makes the money.
And they're saying because it was in practice, not in an actual NFL game.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, man, like, holy crap! It shouldn't matter where it took place. The fact is, for what he did, he needs to be suspended. Of course, the politics. It's the politics. Let's just be real.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Of course. I mean, especially you figure this type of a matchup. I mean, where you have two high end teams going against each other. Of course, you know they ain't gonna spend Aaron Donald. It ain't happening.
Right.
So why are we even bothering? It's Aaron Donald. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's like saying we will never suspend Sidney Crosby or Connor McDavid for any of their things that they've done in the past. Fuck that shit. That's all I'm saying. The same thing. Like they'll never well, actually, I was gonna say almost like they never suspended Tom Brady, and then I remembered, oh yeah, they did. But that was a long time ago.
Yep.
Now, do we have any ideas on not ideas, but anything on Matthew Stafford's elbow injury? I know
he's probably gonna play, I would imagine.
Yeah, I don't see why he wouldn't start.
Why would he not? I mean, it's Matthew Stafford. I did hear earlier today that Van Jefferson will not be playing tomorrow.
It's a loss on their end.
Mm,
Van Jefferson's a good receiver, but he's not elite like Cooper Kupp.
right.
Well, true.
And to think about it too, the Bills only have two wide receivers that got to shut down: Cooper Kupp and Allen Robinson.
Yeah.
That's
No OBJ, no Van Jefferson.
And then obviously Tyler Higbee. But a lot of people are starting to shift their momentum to the Bills for tomorrow because they feel like the Bills are the more complete team on offense and defense. And people really think the Rams are bound for a Super Bowl hangover. I don't know about that. I disagree. I think the Rams are good, but I don't know if they'll be as good as they were last year. You know what I mean? But
yeah. I mean, they did take some losses in depth, but I mean, they still have a solid team. I mean, there's no questioning that.
I actually do have a surprise team that will probably play in the Super Bowl this year, but it's just a prediction. But I'm going to make a call. But let's go around the table, and I'll tell you who I think it is. Let's start with Julian. New guy. Tell us who you think is going to be a team that's going to come out of the NFC this year. Any surprise teams?
Like I've been going through it. I go team by team, and it's hard. It's always hard in the beginning of the season because we always go based off last season, and every season is different. Every season new. It's hard. I mean, I could say it could be another Bills Rams, but it's kind of tough. That Super Bowl hangover. It's kind of tough to get back to that dance again year after year. But I don't know. I really can't say. I'm gonna just say it's too early to really predict on who. I gotta watch some football. See how these teams play. Obviously, I'm gonna pick Bills. Because we are the best team in NFL. We do have the best quarterback in the league, arguably the best receiver in the league. We just got to get there. I guess I could just say Bills. I don't believe Bengals is gonna get back. Rams, I could go up there. Buccaneers, I feel like they're gonna fall off. San Fran, I don't believe they can get all the way to there. Dallas. Maybe I'm pretty sure they're gonna shoot themselves in the leg. Yeah, I'm up in the air, man. I can't really. I gotta throw a dart board. I gotta throw a dart on the board and see what.
All right, we'll come back to you on that.
Right, cool. Yep. And actually, we just had someone call back in. Trevor, is that you?
No, sir.
Oh, it's Mr. Hatch himself.
Joey.
Yes, sir.
Joey,
It only took you a year and a half to get on. How you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. I'm finally on. I got to talk to you guys.
Nice. Well, nice to have
And
you
I
on
can't
here.
wait.
Man.
and I cannot wait for tomorrow night to be here. I'm chomping at the frickin' bit.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Awesome.
Yep.
Well, let's have you do two things real quick. First, I want your score prediction, and second, we're going around to see who our prediction is for the NFC team to come out this year and be in the Super Bowl. So go ahead with your take.
For the Buffalo game tomorrow, I go 34 Buffalo, 21 LA. Josh Allen balls out, and the backfield has a great day.
Good stuff.
All right.
Okay.
I think Singletary is going to eat tomorrow. Because isn't Aaron Darnell suspended for smacking that dude with the helmet?
No, Aaron Donald didn't get suspended.
No,
Unfortunately,
he's active as
Nope.
far as we've seen.
the NFL is giving out a giant blowjob for them.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
it's the politics.
They had something on Facebook. I don't know if it's true, but they said their top receiver isn't ready to go versus Buffalo.
Yeah, Van Jefferson is not playing tomorrow, but Cooper Kupp and Allen Robinson are projected to play.
Well, I'm really waiting to see what our cornerbacks can do against them, because if they can cover them, we're definitely good.
Mm-hmm. And I got a lot of faith in Kyer. I really do. And he's got the right teachers around him for sure.
He's a first round pick. He should stand up and say, "I'm the man."
That's a good way to look at it.
I think that's what he's gonna do tomorrow night.
We're gonna find out
For sure.
And Joey, do you have a team that's coming out of the NFC or AFC that's going to be a surprise this year?
I don't know. The Chargers are always sticking their necks in shit like that everywhere. So it's like, you never know, because a lot of players went a lot of places.
Mhm.
So there's a lot of stacked teams.
Yeah, I mean Justin Herbert's good QB, so I mean he's definitely still in the mix. You know, I mean that's definitely a given there. But one of the things that we'll do, and we'll keep this going, but right now, fun thing is it's already been a quick 50 minutes, so we're going into last call.
Can I just throw in a quick question? Who is starting in the backfield tomorrow as running back? Who's starting?
Singletary.
Singletary, or you think they're going to give it to Cook?
No.
Nah, too early. It's going to be Singletary.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm thinking so
I
too.
think
But
they'll
man, sorry, go ahead.
I think they'll mix in Cook with some Moss and, whatever else. But I really think that Singletary is going to get the nod.
Awesome.
Yeah,
I can
and
see
he
that.
looked good in the preseason. I mean, James Cook looked good, but one of the things, and I don't think a lot of people have really talked about it, but Aaron Cromer coming back with the run blocking has really helped open up that run game.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's for sure. It wasn't the running backs; it was the line. Everybody, we're going to be okay.
Yeah, good job, Brian Daboll. You got a whole mess of other problems to worry about with the Giants, aka Daniel Jones doing nothing again.
Oh gosh.
Right.
Well, it's
That
Dan-
kid's a waste. They need to get rid of him.
Should have gotten rid of him 2 seasons ago.
you poor bastard. You're a Giants fan?
Oh, I'm a Bills fan.
Who? My boy Joey.
I was
No,
gonna say, how the hell are we
Don't you-
talking
hey,
about
hey,
Daniel Jones? Like,
I
where
don't-
did that even come
I-
from?
I don't know who the hell that guy is talking to me right now, but don't you ever swear at me like that.
what?
I am a Buffalo Bills fan. I believe red, white, and blue. I will be buried in a red, white, and blue casket.
My man Joey
For the Buffalo Bills, not the fucking Giants.
he got offended, my boy.
Just want to make sure that's clear to everybody.
Tell it, Joey.
Damn,
Crystal clear.
I think we had 2 top 5 moments, and we're not even through episode 1.
There we go.
If it makes you feel better, Joey, my best friend is a freaking Eagles fan, and he's already went through enough shit.
I feel so bad for him. We need to send him an Eagle basket.
Well, for some fucking
He
reason,
can
he's
get
an
through the
Eagles fan.
season so he can get through the season all fucked up off the liquor we're sending him because he's going to have a shitty year.
Or he could be Adam's case, and he's a Panther fan. God help him with Sam Darnold. All you have to do is say Sam Darnold, and he'll just go fucking crazy.
Yeah. Well, at least they're doing one thing smart. They're starting Mayfield, so at least that's one thing positive. And of course, Sam Darnold got hurt, so.
Of course.
Yeah.
He pulled his sphincter because he's a bitch. That dude is a straight bum. I mean, you hang out with Josh Allen. You haven't learned nothing, bro.
Right.
Come on, it's his best friend. You haven't learned nothing.
Yeah, really.
Can I?
I mean, like, come on, dude.
I was gonna
You
say.
you ain't gonna get either. You have it or you don't. And you don't have it, brother.
Right. I mean, who knows, really, at this point? Anything goes with Sam Darnold, but I think he's going to get cut at season's end. I could very well be wrong about that.
Wouldn't surprise me. I mean, it's like, well, it could be worse. I mean, Seattle's starting Geno Smith, and who would have thought that would have ever happened?
Oh gosh.
Back from the EJ Manuel days.
They just got problems over there. That's a dumpster fire.
The
Yeah.
whole NFC is the whole NFC.
Yeah. I mean,
Yep.
The Super Bowl. I think it's honestly. I think the Super Bowl is going to host the first time 2 AFC teams. I'm calling it.
yeah, who would have ever thought that NFC North would have been like not as a strong division like it used to be? And that's usually one of the toughest ones to play.
Yep.
Well, the Saints fell off dramatically.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of teams that wasn't really there. I mean, Cardinals, I feel like they kind of been knocking at the door. Nobody answered, so they just left. I feel like that's how the Cardinals organization. Dallas, they say they're there, but they're not. I mean, the Lions, they're not going to do nothing. Carolina's not going to do much. New Jersey's not going to do nothing. Rams, yeah.
New Jersey.
Green Bay,
New Jersey
I'm curious about Green Bay. Aaron Rodgers is Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
How does that team react without a Devontae Adams? I'm curious to see how they look.
Right. Chicago, another issue. I mean, they've got problems.
Yeah. So I mean, like I said, I feel like Vikings may be able to sneak into the playoffs this year. They look decent enough.
The
They got
Vikings.
Cousins.
Sean, what about you? Sean, what about you? Who do you have as a surprise team out of the NFC?
Okay, NFC. For me, it's a toss-up between Green Bay and Dallas.
Green Bay and Dallas. Okay.
Okay. I'm thinking Green Bay.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. So the comment that I was trying to say before, because I wanted everybody's opinion, my surprise team this year, and I told this to Tom, is Philadelphia. I really believe.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it's Philadelphia. Really deeply think about this. You trade for AJ Green. You get CJ Gardner-Johnson. You get Trey Sermon. They've bolstered that offensive line. They bolstered up the defensive line. They got Jalen Hurts weapons. And Jalen Hurts, I think, is going to have a really big leap year where I think he's going to be fighting for his job. But because of the weapons that he's surrounded himself with, I firmly believe the Eagles' offense would be just as good as pretty much over Green Bay, I think, at this point. Because the Eagles really put themselves a really nice cast of characters around Jalen Hurts, if you deeply think about it. Probably more than what they did ever for Carson Wentz.
AJ Brown was one of the biggest gets in the offseason.
That's the point.
Yeah.
And you know what? The Eagles, too, they had a really good draft.
Yeah, drafting freaking Jordan Davis out of Georgia.
Oh, that's Jordan Davis. He's large.
Good move. Good move.
Very good move.
But yeah, so I think Philly's going to make a lot of noise this year. I even have them as far as going to the Super Bowl.
Wow.
Ooh.
Put that right there to now, man. Get the time now.
We'll have to dig into that more as we go through the season, but it's interesting. We're already up at the hour. So what I want to do is I want to get some stuff out there. Any last thoughts by anybody before we wrap up for the night?
I'm just ready for the season start.
Yeah, me too.
Same here.
I'll be wearing my freaking Bills merch up to work tomorrow. Can't wait.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Yep.
Sean, do you have a pair of Bills underwear that you're going to wear tomorrow too?
No, I don't.
Well, I know one thing. I'm going to be working from the same computer because I work at home, so I'll be wearing this all day tomorrow. That's going to be the fun part. But I want to say it's like,
What do we
it's
do
always.
all day, though? What do we do until 8 o'clock? Like, do we just get drunk all day and then take a nap. I like my
Yeah,
1
why
o'clock.
not?
Fuck it, Julian.
Dude, it's like literally, I got a case in my fridge ready to go. I'll start at 8 a.m. tomorrow.
Yeah, start at 8, man.
You go.
Get fucked up around 12 noon, wake up at 5,
Yep.
and start all over again.
There you go.
Matter of fact, I gotta show you the new bourbon I bought.
Ooh,
Oh,
all right.
here we go.
Oh boy.
This will be a good way to end the show tonight.
Yes.
Fucking A, Julian.
Although I could go for some Jack Daniels.
Oh yeah, I got some Jackie D, but I got some Canton distilled. I bought it because I look up for football, but yeah, man.
Ooh, there you go.
Yo.
Filled on the bottom.
Mhm.
It's Canton Distillery, bourbon, Cooperstown Distillery. Yeah, so can't wait to crack this thing open tomorrow.
Yeah, or if you want, take the first swig tonight. Well, before we wrap up.
Just because you said so, I'm gonna do it for the show.
Yeah. All right.
Here we go. What a way to start off season 3.
Yes.
So how many people's in here? I gotta take a shot for each one.
You got 5 of us, man.
Oh gosh.
Christian, I'm in.
First of all, let me crack this thing open. Cheers to the Bills.
Oh yeah.
Bills Mafia. To everybody in here, to Horns and Hooves Entertainment, to Mafia Talk, to everybody. Man, let's make great content, guys. Let's make wonderful. Let's have a hell of a season, a Super Bowl season, a Super Bowl winning season.
Yes.
And
Absolutely,
more importantly, welcome to the family, Julian.
Yes.
Welcome to Buckle Out the Dark. Woo! Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh yeah.
There you go.
Yes, sir.
There you
Yes,
go.
sir.
Ooh, that's smooth.
Nice. Good
I might have
stuff.
to take another one.
There you go. There you go. Save some for tomorrow night.
Right?
I don't know, man. I'm gonna have a good night tonight.
There you go. All right, guys. Well, I mean, it's a quick hour, but we had to get that moment in here. So what I want to say, Julian J. Mafia, man, welcome to the family, brother. We love you. And of course, tell us where we can find you so we can watch your stuff.
I'm Julian J. Mafia. You can find me at Mafia Talk. I'm on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook at Mafia Talk with the little semicolon ABFP. You're just a Bills fans podcast. Please hit me up in my comments, in my DMs, anywhere. I love to have anybody. You got something to say? Got some hot takes? Let's talk about it.
Yeah, for sure.
Right.
And then, of course, catch us here next week, Wednesday nights, 8 o'clock. You'll see us here. We're going to start getting his stuff on our channel as well. So, of course, check him out. He's got a lot of cool stuff to watch. And in the meantime, let's have some fun tomorrow night. Take care of yourselves and each other. We'll see you next week.
Yes. Let's go, Buffalo.
Oh, Bill.
Woo! Go Bills.
Buffalo After Dark is an H&H Studio production and is produced in partnership with Horns and Hooves Entertainment.